Hi guys, it's me again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Gavra and this channel is dedicated to all things careers and education. A short synopsis about me: I am a recent UCL chemical engineering graduate. I am a future Harvard MBA student because I was selected for the Harvard 2+2 program. And in terms of my professional experience, I have done several internships, including many in the top investment banks such as JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley. And I will be starting my career as a management consultant at a top 3 management consulting firm. So in this video, I really felt it was important to shed some light on a very common situation that I feel like social media doesn't really discuss for those of you who are actually looking for internships. And that is what to do if you don't secure an internship, or what to do if you don't secure the internship you want. And the reason that I think this is important is because back when I was applying for stuff, of course, I was really grateful that I managed to get the opportunities that I did, but I still ended up in the same position where I had to reapply for internships after my first internship at JP Morgan. This story has been explained in other videos. I will link them somewhere on the screen now. If you want to know more about my career journey up until now, then check out my video where I explain how I was able to secure a full-time investment banking offer from Morgan Stanley, and also how I was able to secure my full-time management consulting role at the firm that I will be joining in January. But yes, like I was saying, my journey wasn't as clean-cut as spring, summer job. And so I really wanted to give some advice to people who may be in a situation where they didn't secure the internship that they wanted, or maybe didn't secure any internships at all within the desired division. There are so many other options for you, and I'm going to go through 5 of them in today's video. So the first thing I want to say is that all is not lost. There are so many pathways to success within finance and investment banking, and just because you don't get the internship that you wanted now, that doesn't mean that the door is closed to getting to where you want to in the future. It just might take you a bit longer, or you might just have to take an alternative path to get there. And for consulting specifically, actually most of the recruitment for consulting firms takes place at the grad level. So you shouldn't be discouraged if you don't manage to secure a consulting internship, particularly in the top firms, because first of all, only 2 out of the 3 top firms even do internships. Bain does not do internships. And then the 2 that remaining barely take anyone in for internships. So again, please don't feel discouraged if you didn't get the internships you wanted, whether in consulting or investment banking, because there are other options for you to take to get to where you want to be. The first thing I would recommend you do is see if there are any other smaller firms that are still recruiting for the division that you want. So for example, if you want to work in investment banking, if you didn't get into JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley or Bank of America, the big names, see if there are any smaller mid-cap firms that you can apply to, who may get less applications every year, and so obviously will give you a better chance of securing one of their roles. This is a really good way for you to just get some experience, because no experience is bad experience. Get some experience, and that enhances your applications for the future when you eventually try again for the firms that you actually really want. My second tip is consider getting experience in a related field. So for example, say you want to work in consulting, but you didn't manage to get a consulting internship. Try and see if you can get an internship in a good firm in finance, because that still demonstrates your ability to get through a competitive process and secure an offer. And it just means that you are gaining experience in your summer instead of wasting it, because like I said before, no experience is wasted experience. And doing this internship will really increase your chances for the next application cycle when you go again for the places you actually want to work for. The third tip I have is cold calling, and this is something that I have not personally done, but I have seen it work for other people. And this is where you basically reach out to recruiters and employees in via LinkedIn, or like if you call them on the phone, and you basically just pitch yourself on the phone or over LinkedIn and say, hi, I'm a very motivated student studying X at Y university, and I would really love the opportunity to get in some experience at your firm if there are any opportunities. And do be open to potentially not doing paid internships, because like I said, the future rewards of you having that experience on your CV would outweigh any potential money you could have made in those short few weeks that you were at that firm. So cold calling definitely is a way to go, but I would recommend that if you're sending connections on LinkedIn, you don't just send connections with nothing. You have a story, you explain yourself, and you hope for the best, because 9 times out of 10 you probably won't get a response. That's just the nature nature of LinkedIn and also the professions that we are all aspiring to work in. But that 1 out of 10 is all you need to help you potentially get somewhere. And a disclaimer that I will give for cold calling, it definitely requires perseverance and just persistence, because it can be quite discouraging if you do get a lot of rejections. But like I said, even if just one person manages to pull through for you, that's all you need. So don't give up. Be persistent, send out as many invitations as you can, and then fingers crossed, hope for the best. My tip number 4 is really important, and actually something you should do whether or not you have an internship, and that is you should join the mailing list for your university societies that are related to the fields you're interested in. For example, the Economics and Finance Society, the Consulting Society, because these societies tend to be sponsored by a lot of firms, and these firms, as part of the sponsorship agreements, will advertise careers events and recruitment cycles exclusively through these societies sometimes. And so you may get access to a dinner that can open the door to you networking with an employee who can get you the job. The number of opportunities that I've gotten from joining mailing lists has been endless. So I 100% recommend that if you guys have struggled so far to secure an internship, that you sign up for the societies and mailing lists for your universities. They will definitely have some, and like follow their Facebook pages and just be on the lookout for any opportunities that you can sign up for to put yourself out there and hopefully make some more connections to help you, even if not for this cycle, for the next application cycle. My 5th and final tip only really applies to final year students, and that is consider applying for OffCycle internships. So OffCycle internships, for those of you who aren't aware, are basically internships specifically designed for students who are either taking a break between their degree, or who have graduated already, because they are not in the typical summer period, if that makes sense. They would be maybe September to December or January to March. They're basically in different seasons of the year. Essentially, it's just cheap labor for these firms, but it's also a great way for you to potentially get in later if you don't manage to secure a summer internship. I have friends who didn't manage to secure jobs from the summer internships, but they managed to get off-cycle internships and they got their full-time job, and now they're thriving in these firms. So like I said from the beginning, all is not lost. If you really want to work in investment banking, if you really want to work in consulting, if you really want to work wherever you want to work, there is a route for you there. It just might take a bit longer and you have to be persistent. Just remember the end goal. The end goal is you want to secure what you've worked really hard for, and you're definitely not going to get it if you give up when times get tough. Oh, and one other thing that I forgot to mention, if you are someone who is not yet in your final year, but you maybe are considering your options with regards to internships, a lot of firms do placement years, which is also a great way to get in via the non-conventional route. It may mean that you have to suspend your studies for a year, but a lot of universities have clauses where you can do that and just resume afterwards. So if that's something that you think you might be interested in doing, then definitely consider that option as well. But yes guys, those are my 5 tips for things you can do if you don't manage to secure the summer internship that you wanted. If you found this video useful, please do subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, share it with your friends, share it with anyone you know who is in the process of trying to secure internships and graduate roles, because like I said, all is not lost. And yes, so I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.